We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Silver Line Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time or later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Brad Francis. We have James Clark with us, Rod Zawacky, Jay Briggs, and Brian Bitler. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Briggs, Francis, Bitler, Clark, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. It's an exciting weekend here heading into college football. Tonight, big card for Major League Baseball. All 15 teams, 15 games on the board tonight. Also, too, college football, 3 games here to whet our appetite for the weekend. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Jay Briggs. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. From him, Coach, you catch his video series from the NFL up on the channel as well. Bring him in right now. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening? It's Friday. We got some sports going on. We got college football Saturday on the horizon, NFL back. We're out of the dog days of summer. Talking sports with Tony T on a Friday, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting time of the year now. People are starting to get to know the teams a little bit in college football. We saw a week of NFL. Yeah. We saw a Thursday night game. So everybody's starting to get their knowledge base going here with the football. Because, in the beginning, people don't know the teams, but now they're starting to see more games. These teams setting a profile, and of course they'll all change their profiles and confuse everyone as we get into week 3 and 4. But that's why we're here, to help you out. And here we go with the one tonight with Reds and Mets here. Reds, again, a contender here facing the Mets. The Mets have minus 111. We see the total of 8.
Yeah, man, the Mets have actually been playing fairly well, which is kind of surprising because I had wrote this team off early. But I think it's time to get back to fading the Mets. Man, I'm taking the Reds here. Like you said, the Reds are in playoff contention. They got Hunter Green on the mound, who I've liked coming back from injury. His last 2 games have arguably been his best. He looked really good against the Cardinals. They end up winning that game 7-1. He went 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It wasn't earned. The game before that, man, he gave up 1 run. It wasn't earned. That was against the Giants. He went 5 innings, 3 hits. They won that game as well. I think he looks fairly good today against this New York Mets team. I'm not really in love with the starter for the Mets, Peterson. I think they can get to him a little bit today. And I think taking the Reds here on the road where they play their best baseball at a great price is a solid place to be.
All right, we got Jay here going here with the Reds here in this one, and of course the Reds here they've taken care of business against these losing teams. I tracked this stat here. Reds here 11-1 in their past 12 against losing teams. The Mets definitely losing teams. The Mets bullpen have had their struggles. Other than Cody Senga, it's hard for me to go against Senga, but I have no problem going against the rest of these guys.
Exactly. You summed it up pretty well. We talk about Kodai Senga a lot on the morning show because he is damn near, for me, the only guy that I look at when he's on the mound to bet the Mets. I mean, everybody else, they're kind of spot starters. McGill can be okay in certain spots, but this guy here, he can be okay in certain spots as well, but I just don't see it tonight. Like you said, I didn't even know that stat of how well the Reds beat up on bad teams, but add that to the list. I think that's another solid stat. I think the Reds are in prime position, and we're getting them at plus money right now.
Here we go with Jay here. Reds plus 101 here against the Mets here, plus 103 in some spots. Do your line shopping. This one has start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for some nice action. Jay off to a hot start in college football. 3 on the board tonight, college football. 50-plus games on the board. Let's see, we got 9 times 6, 54 games from college football on Saturday. It's a monster card here. What do you have going over at the site?
Yes, sir, man. Tonight I have 3 plays. I have 2 in Major League Baseball, 1 in college football, man. We've been on a tear really the back end of this week, man. We're 7-1 on my college football play of the day. So we've damn near had one every day. There's a college football game, I think every day but one, and we're 7-1 on that play. So we're trying to get to 8-1 today. You see the numbers, putting up good units in college football. And we've been hot in Major League Baseball this past week as well. So got 2 plays. I'm loving my play of the day and another one. You can hop on both of those, or it's in a 3-pack over at Pick Dogs Premium, or hop on something for the weekend. Like Tony said, ton of college football tomorrow, NFL this weekend. The best value is to hop on something long term, or pair me up, man, with all the guys here on the show. As you can go as many cappers as you want, or 2 for 1, 3 for 1, however you want to do it, over at Pick Dogs Premium. you can do it, man. Let's make some money this weekend.
Yeah, make some money indeed. Get on board with Jay Briggs. He's a hot start right now in college football, doing great work up there, showing great profit. All sports combined the last 7 days. The long-term pass. Some of you guys on the weekend, you guys love that 3-day pass, loaded with action. The weekend warrior passes for 3 days here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, loaded with football from college football to NFL. A lot of cappers get that Monday Night Football game in there early, so you'll get that as well as get on board here. Of course, the cappers got to have their plays in the night before now. Strict rules now at Pick Dog, so you actually get that extra day. Get that extra day now, as the guys got the guys get the picks in. So the Friday, the Monday stuff is in Sunday. You'll get part of this Monday card as well. So it's a great way to get on board here with the 3-day pass, long-term pass, even longer if you'd like. Just take a peek and get signed up. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. I should say there's 50 games tomorrow because we have 4 midweek games. So it's a huge card this week, Jay. Of course, catch your NFL live show. You'll have a lot of video series here, NFL Rundown. We can catch you as well on the weekend shows.
Yep, I'll be hosting tomorrow's show in the morning, bringing in all the guys from Pick Dog. So make sure y'all tune in for that, talking baseball and college football. Same thing on Sunday. 9 times out of 10, we kind of forget about baseball on Sunday. Not in the premium side, but on the show-wise, we talk a lot of NFL football. So y'all can come tune in then. That'll be a lot of fun. And, yes, I already went through the whole schedule this week. NFL, I went over it individually with my NFL Jam session. You guys can catch already on the channel. And you can catch it with me, Big Al, and Mitch, as we all 3 went over it together. So a lot of content for me here at Pick Dogs. Jump on it over at Pick Dogs on the YouTube channel and check me out, Pick Dogs Premium.
That's great, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. We got all these live football shows dropping, guys. So you want to make sure you get those videos live, get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. All right, Jay. Enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy a weekend. We'll catch up with you here on the drive-thru on Monday.
Yes, sir. See y'all guys in the morning. And Tony T, I will see you on Monday.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. We'll continue on here on the show. Up next, we got more baseball on the board here, as we'll go ahead and bring in Brad Francis. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We're looking at some late night action tonight as the Tigers will be taking on the Angels here. So we'll get the graphics set to go here, and we'll go ahead and welcome in Brad Francis. He's been red hot. He's the top unit producer in college football this year. He's been on absolute fire. So let's get Brad in right now. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. All right, here we go. West Coast baseball tonight. Tigers visiting the Angels here in September play here. We see the Tigers road favorites minus 119. That total 7.5.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I'm on the Tigers in this one. I'm liking the pitching matchup for the Tigers. We got Scooball on the bump, and he's been one of the more consistent guys in this Tigers lineup. Comes in with a 3.46 ERA. He's been solid. I mean, he gave up 0 runs in his last start, so he's been pitching some good stuff. Canning gets to start for the Angels, and in his last couple starts, the Angels have struggled to give him some run support. He's only received 6 runs of run support in his last 3 starts. The Tigers' bats, they have struggled all season, don't get me wrong, but they actually have been hitting better than the Angels as of late. In the month of September, the Tigers are averaging 4.42 runs, whereas the Angels are averaging 3.31 runs. So I'm going to give the pitching edge to the Tigers. I'm also going to give the bats the edge to the Tigers as well. So give me Detroit all day here.
All right, we got Brad here going to take care of the Tigers here, minus 121 here against the Angels. Of course, the Angels have been a struggle for them. Tigers are one of those teams that they look good in spurts, right? And they just can't put a whole season together because, again, they're doing the same thing. They pile up wins at the end, giving hope to the fans, and then come next season, they go through some tough spells in a situation like this, where they're like 12 games under 500 pretty much season, just playing out the string here. But still a young team with good attitude. I watch a lot of their games. A lot of their games are afternoon games, so I watch them during the afternoon, and they still play with spirit and good attitude. And what I mean by that, they don't carry themselves with frowns of a losing season. They seem to be liking the game, whether they're losing. It's been a tough season, but they're still playing it out. The only thing concerning here is the way Scrubbles looked on the road this year. 5 starts, the ERA is 6.
Yep, yeah, it's good point there. I mean, the Angels just haven't been hitting well lately. Since the news with Trout and Ohtani, I feel like this team just kind of fell off with their motivation. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, sometimes this Tigers team just looks incredible. They can look like the best team in the league some nights. So it's tough to get a read on them, but I think this is a good spot for them.
All right, we got Brad here on the Tigers, minus 119, minus 121 against the Angels. This one to have a start time here, 9:30 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Film. We mentioned it here in the opener. Brad has been on fire, top unit producer in college football, 1,155 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium. Go to Brad's handicapper page, go down to pick history. You can see every play documented there on the site. All right, we got 3 on the board from college football, 50 game card tomorrow, 15 baseball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yes, sir. Yeah, keeping it with just 3 tonight, 2 college football, 1 MLB. Check that out on the site. But great day to hop on a 3-day pass. Like you said, I've been crushing in college football. I have about 6 plays already lined up for tomorrow's college football slate. I think I'm going to add another one. So expect a 7-pack for tomorrow's college football slate. I'll also have some UFC, maybe some MLB. So tomorrow's just going to be absolutely loaded. And, of course, we got NFL on Sunday. So I would just hop on the 3-day pass, honestly.
That's right, guys. Get aboard with Brad Francis over at Pick Dodge Premium. Lots of action tonight. Fired up 3-pack in there. Does include some college football and some baseball in there too. College football and baseball. But as Brad was saying, it's Friday. You guys buy a lot of those 3-packs. This is the great time to do it. Then on Monday, you go with the longer term with the winnings. So that's the way you do it here. Get the 3-pack. All the weekend action, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, some of Monday in there. We got to have the plays in Sunday night, so that means it does bleed over into the Monday. So good time to get on board here with Brad Francis at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results here. All sports combined last 30 days, 563 units of profit, 723 last 7 days. Numbers have been hot. Get on board. Pick is a promo code. You'll save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper or multiple cappers as well, more than 2. Even greater value there. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. See you that great success. We'll catch up with you next week, but we can always catch your video series right now on the channel.
Yes, sir. Yep, every day, 7 days a week, dropping the parlay videos. So they come out the night before the games. So be sure to check that out. Trying to hit some parlays for you guys. It's not the easiest task, but we hit one here and there, and all around you get some good analysis. So go check those out. Yeah,
check them out, guys. With Brad, make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Brad's parlay video drops, you get them. I'm sure there'll be college football tomorrow on there.
Oh, yeah. All 3 of the picks are college football. It's already recorded.
There you go. It's already recorded, guys. He's ahead of the game, so go ahead and check it out and like and subscribe. All right, Brad, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Monday.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good weekend.
You got it here, Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you ever sign in a little late into the show, just a reminder that we do recap every play, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll continue on here. I just want to get my graphic ready because we got it set to go. And here we go. Let's bring in Brian Bitler. You catch him over at Pick Dodge Premium. Very consistent over at the site. Winning results on many of the sports here when you visit his profile page over at Pick Dodge Premium. Right now, Brian, what's happening?
Oh, great to be with you, Tony T. I missed Monday's show, and it's been a rough week for me. But yesterday went 3-0, but before that I had a bunch of losing days. But I'm ready for the weekend. Love college football. I got my Captain Obvious hat on.
That's right.
Definitely ready to give out some winners.
Well, I was going to say you've been going square dancing, but now it looks like you're going to be losing. You're going to be going cruising. We might have a cruise, and we might have a cruise to victory here with Captain Obvious as Cubs are at the Diamondbacks here. The Cubs big favorites -135 till 8.5.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is my Captain Obvious Friday play. I'm going to go with the Chicago Cubs on the money line. It is a very public play tonight, but I believe it's the right play as the Cubs just have a huge advantage on the mound. They got Cy Young contender Justin Steele, who's 16-3, a 2.49 ERA, and a 1.13 WHIP. He has a 159-33 strikeout to walk ratio. Going up against Brandon Pfaadt, who's been abysmal for the Arizona Diamondbacks, 1-8 at 6.25 ERA. And let's say the Cubs knock him out early, well, then we get one of the worst bullpens in baseball. They're not at the bottom, but they have a ERA of 4.46. And I just think the Diamondbacks, who have had the Cubs number recently, winning 6 of the last 8, but the streaks come to an end, and I think that streak's going to start going the other way. Cubs 2.5 up on the last wild card, but still trailing the Brewers by 4.5 games. So this game means a lot to both teams, but I think the Cubs have a major pitching advantage, and I think they take care of business. I'm going to ride Chicago on the money line.
There you go. Yeah, if it's not Gallen or it's not Merrill Kelly, man, be careful with these D-backs, man. There's a huge drop-off in that. And I'm amazed that they're still in this, and I've said this all season, I'm amazed with the big drop-off from 1 and 2, the way they've been able to hang in there. But, man, you look at Pfaadt, boy, it's been rough here. 9 earned runs allowed in his 7 2/3 innings. And, of course, at home, an ERA over 7, and that's 9 starts already. Pfaatt's been around for a while. We're kind of making fun of his name when he came in, but he's already has 9 starts and his OER over 7. And, Steele against teams that strike out a lot, average 7 strikeouts or more, 19-7, a plus 11 unit return. And also, too, he's getting an extra day of rest here. On 5 or 6 days of rest, Steele's even stronger here. 9-1 team record behind him in this spot. So it's, like I said, it all points here to Steele. Can we get the runs? Obviously, you're facing a guy like Fad who's had his struggles this season. But one note here about Steele. This NL Cy Young is wide open right now. Gallen, he might have taken some steps back. Snell is.
He fell off a little bit.
Yeah, he fell off a little bit. Snell's in discussion, but Snell doesn't go very deep in games, and he has a high FIP. Some folks think that with a strong close here, Steele could get back in that discussion, at least there in the Cy Young.
And that's extra motivation for him tonight. If he could go out there and pitch a 9-inning shutout, well, that's going to really bode well as far as the Cy Young goes. But I definitely see a good solid 7 from Steele tonight. I think they get the job done. And the Gallen, like you said, I think he's fallen off, and that's part of the Diamondbacks' problems.
Yeah, so Snell, again, Snell does not go deep. He has a high FIP, a lot of walks. I mean, he's got like a 13% walk rate to go with those high strikeouts. But Steele, man, he's been money, and if they can we'll see how this ends, how this all ends here. But again, a big start here for Steele in that Cy Young race. Of course, it's also in the postseason chase as well for these wild cards, and they're getting the ace here for the Cubs against probably the 5th starter for the D-backs.
Definitely a huge advantage here, and at only about minus 145. You got to get in on that, got to take advantage of those light lines.
Got to take advantage of it, man. You got to look at these pitchers, man. Just because these teams got to win, they're throwing their worst starter, the D-backs. Yeah, this one have a start time here of 9:40 Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dodgement for tonight's action. Of course, lots of baseball, 15-game card, 3 from college football. I know you dabble in some of this WNBA. We got some playoff games as well. Big weekend coming up. 50 games tomorrow from college football. A lot of NFL coming up on Sunday. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Definitely excited to get back at it. Last Saturday, I took it on the chin. I believe I was 1-4, but I'm going to bounce right back. Long-term winner in college football. I got my wake and win up already for tomorrow's action. But tonight, you can get my Major League Baseball titanium play off a 3-0 night on Saturday. I'm going to try to go back-to-back on that one. It's been a long-term winner, 215, 175, and 1. And also, I have a play up for WNBA and my college football strike force play. If you want my best bet in college football, head on over to pickdogs.com and pick it up. Just $30 gets you that best bet winner.
That's right, guys. Getting on board here with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. Titanium wagers up on the board right now. Or again, he's in action here with the WNBA playoffs. If some of you guys like that, I see some comments in there from some of you folks here following that rod as well as college football, a little bit of everything out there, the square dancing, and he's looking to cruise to victory with his Captain Obvious. But again, as Brian was mentioning, the long-term passes, the 3-day pass is a best seller right here on the weekend, man. This is perfect time to get a 3-day pass with all this football, all this baseball. It's a pennant chase right now, wild card races as well. 3-day pass, get all of Brian's premium plays for 3 days on that 3-day pack. Pick is a promo code, save that 15%. You can pile up even more cappers, even more discounts when you do that. Even greater value there if you're one of those guys that want a lot of action. Well, just add more cappers. Very simple on the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, Brian, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again on the drive-thru on Monday. But we see a lot of you on the channel every day with your video series. And, of course, we can catch you on the weekend shows with Jay.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be on tomorrow giving out a 12 noon college football play, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I enjoy talking college football with all the guys, get to see all my friends, and definitely look forward to seeing you on Monday, Tony.
You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Guys, I'll repeat as well. You guys, we see a lot of people sign in late. Reminder, if you miss a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Maybe that's why some of you guys come in late. Because we do the recap. All right, let's continue on here. We'll get the graphic ready here for our next game. We're going to go ahead and bring in James Clark. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. James has put together a really good baseball season. And we're going to get some college football from James today. And, of course, we will have a pick coming up on the show on that big Orioles and Rays game coming up a little later. I know everybody's keeping an eye on that one. But let's go ahead and bring in James Clark. You catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. So bring James in right now. We're ready to roll here with some college football for Friday night's action. So let's get him in right now. Ready to go with James. James, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. I'm excited for this weekend here. A lot of action coming up here. We got a good one here from ACC here tonight. We got Virginia at Maryland going head-to-head here. Maryland the big favorite now, 15.5 to your line shopping. The total sits here 47.5.
Both these teams pretty close to where I'm at here in West Virginia. And, I look at Virginia last week, coming off an emotional loss. They thought they had it in the fourth quarter, and, they ended up losing there at the end by one. And, Maryland, last two games, they really haven't been tested that much, playing pretty good. Two of his younger brothers, been slinging all over the field, and they've been killing their opponents the last two games, and I think they do it again tonight. I think it's Virginia team coming off with the emotional loss last week. I think it affects them this week too. I think they come in down and discouraged after losing that game last week in front of the home fans. I think Maryland just keeps rolling like they have been, and I like this Maryland team to win by 16 or more points, guys.
All right, we got that. James here says go ahead and lay it here with the Maryland Terrapins. Yeah, Maryland can be a bully at home against some of the lesser teams. We've seen this in the non-conference a lot, but when they face the really tough teams from the Big Ten, then they get bullied. But this is kind of a spot here where they can be the bully. It's a home game. It's a Friday night. They got the quarterback there that can throw the football. Virginia, 121st in the nation in total offense. The lack of running game will put them down in distance situations, this road spot. And again, I think, as you said, Talia could probably exploit this 117th ranked defense of the nation here, because you're going up against a team that's 121st in the nation in total offense, 117th in total defense.
Yeah, you are, and I think a big key to this game is last week's game. I know people might think of that. I'm telling you, it's a big emotional win, or Virginia a loss, but they thought they had the win right there in front of their home crowd. Would have been a big win, and they ended up losing in the fourth quarter, and I think it affects them in this game. Because, if you look at these two teams, they was rivalries at one time when they was both in the ACC, and I just think Maryland just comes out and puts a whooping up on them.
Yeah, I can't argue that one. All right, James. James will be in Maryland minus 115. I can't let James off until we got to talk about this Pitt, West Virginia, because a lot has changed since we talked about this game a few days ago, James. They're Virginia now up to a field goal favorite. It was just a point now. We've seen a 2-point move here. West Virginia favored against Pitt.
Yeah, I love my Mountaineers in this game. Looking for revenge from last year. We had the game last year, like I said earlier, and lost it there late. And I told you about the touchdown for C.J. Donaldson. Look how much it's changed. It was plus 230. Now it's minus 125 for him to score a touchdown. But look for Green to score a touchdown, too. Green likes to run the ball with their quarterback. He likes to run the ball when he gets close. It's a plus 130. And I look for him to also key on our new receiver. We got Devin Carter. Penn State thought they had him, and we ended up getting him a good 5-star receiver. Look for him to also score. I look for WU to roll in this game, and especially coming to Morgantown, hard place to play, and a team that we really don't like at all. You're going to see hate signs and that.
Yeah, James, talk about the history, because they didn't play for a while, so some fans, it's been over 10 years. Some fans may not be not familiar with this big rivalry between West Virginia and Pittsburgh. It seems to me that it's a bigger rivalry in West Virginia. Pittsburgh's now playing in this NFL stadium.
Yeah, it is. It means more to West Virginia to win than I think it does to Pitt. They backyard brawl. Sweet Carolina song's coming on, and what the end of that song comes out being. But I just think WU's got a solid team. Their defense, showed up against Penn State. I didn't think they was that good. They're pretty good tacklers, and I think we cover this 3-point spread, 2-point spread, whatever's going to be before the game starts. And I'll also be there at that game at 7:30.
James will be there at 7:30. At 7:30 what condition James will be in with the rest of the fans over there. It's a good start. It's a good start time indeed there for the home team. And, of course, I wish some of those students get those history books and start reading about that rivalry so you get into it. That's what we got to worry about, the student body. They were too young. They might have been just in first grade when these guys had this big rivalry going.
Yeah, I seen a thing come across Facebook this morning. 1910 Pitt and West Virginia was playing, and you see, we hate Pitt signs back then. So this rivalry's been going on for ages now, and I wish people would read into it and get into it. I'm excited, and it's just going to be an awesome game, and I really like WU in this game.
There we go. WU pick up the game here coming up. James will be there, so be sure to check this one out. It'll be in prime time for you. I think ABC is going to see. That's the thing. It's an ABC game, right? The ABC is televising that one, so that tells you something there about this rivalry. That it's going to be a prime time game on ABC. So that's a high profile game for you there. And James, of course, all over WVU. All right, James. Maryland -15 tonight here against Virginia. This one is on Fox Sports 1, so you have to do a lot of channel surfing for all these games. They're spread out all over the television landscape. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, we got the college football. We got 15 games on the board from baseball. We don't forget about baseball here on our show, and the Cappers don't either. We have over 5.5 months of data. We're gonna put that data to work, guys. Even though we talk a lot of football, we're still hard at work at baseball because baseball's been doing a lot. James is doing well, and we all do well in baseball. Now we got all the data here. 2,059 units of profit in baseball documented. A lot of football this weekend. NFL, college football. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Guys, I got 2 3-packs up right now. I got a 3-pack in the MLB, 3 plays that I really love. Also got 2 MLB and a college game that I really love. But if you just want the MLB, it's there. Also got the college game by itself. It's my 10-star easy winner. I just think they got the odds wrong in this game. My 10-star play. If you need a play to to hammer to build your bankroll up to bet for this weekend, I really think this is the play, guys. Like say, get one of the 3-packs, and after we go 3-0, upgrade 3-7 or 30 days. Or also, guys, like I say every time I'm on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any of them that you've seen today on the show or that's on the site, and we'll put some money in your pockets.
That's right, guys. Got on board with James Clark over at Pick Dogs. Great results as you see here from baseball. Unit leader here, 2,059 units of profit in baseball. Last 30 days, all sports combined over 1,300 units of profit. So get on board with James. He's got long-term. He's got the plays up tonight or again, the 3-day pass. A lot of you guys are getting that here on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Full cards from baseball. We have 16 games tomorrow. The doubleheader, Rockies Giants tomorrow. So we got lots of coverage in baseball. 50 games on the slate from college football, FBS versus FBS, all the NFL teams in action. No buys yet, so get on board here. Great value here with that 3-day pass. Of course, use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, James, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again here on the show on Monday. We'll catch you on any of the weekend shows.
I won't be on Saturday because we're leaving early for the game, but I'm going to try my best to be on Sunday to get throw out an NFL pick. And also, guys, big weekend tomorrow. Last Saturday, 6 1-1. Looking to do it again. Look at all kinds of football games, like Tony said. Over 50 games. And also want to add, Dana Shaw's passed me in the MLB unit race here, so he's number 1 now in the MLB. Shows you, all the guys are still focusing on the MLB, and they're still racking up, guys. So like Tony said, don't forget about MLB because everybody's still firing on it too.
Yeah, I mean, there's some value there. You can find out. Remember, these teams that are in contentions, they're not the greatest teams. These are pretty much average to above average teams trying to make the wild card. So don't get too carried away when you see $2 lines on Brandon Fadd at Colorado. I mean, you gotta fire against some of these fifth starters on some of these so-called contenders who are trying to scratch their way into the wild card. So you got to keep an eye on some of those spots there. We're seeing Oakland wake up. Oakland's woken up. I mean, if you're following some of those young Oakland pitchers, they're finally figuring out the Waldichucks, and the name escapes me now. There's those two. Sears has woken up. Blackburn's woken up. So you guys, of these guys, keep an eye on some of these guys that have kind of woken up here late in the season. There are some guys on 1-year contracts looking for work next year. That's another angle you look at as well. Some of these young pitchers that are hitting the wall. They have pitched 150 plus innings. They've never done that in their careers. there are some spots there to keep an eye with baseball. All right, James, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Monday.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you on the show. And let's catch some tickets and go WU.
There you go. WV. James Clark here on the drive through. Let's continue on. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Up next, covering big game action. The big one from Major League Baseball tonight is Rod Zawacky. We'll get some peripherals from him as well as WNBA playoffs are in. We got some CFL as well. Let's bring him in right now. Rod Zawacky, catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. So bring Rod in, ready to roll. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, not too much. Getting ready, getting excited. Big, massive weekend of sports action ahead. Love this time of year. How can you not? You got baseball going. You got college football going. You got NFL going. It's always something good every day. So
that's right. And we're getting closer and closer to NHL preseason as well. So it's getting close.
Hey, speaking of them rookies, them Oilers rookies are in action against the Jets rookies in BC. Probably in about an hour. Puck drop.
There you go. The rookie games.
A little scrimmage game. Yeah, rookie games going on.
Yeah, so it's unique here in NHL is the rookies start camp earlier than the vets, and they have their little rookie games. And they're in these big NHL arenas. You can get in there and check them out. Sometimes they televise them on streams, but whatnot. But you can actually attend some of these games because they used to talk about them out here too. But we've seen a lot of the Ducks and Kings out here with their rookies going at it, and they do cover it on the team pages. But going to this one, this is the highlight. This is the series of the weekend. Everyone's getting excited about Rays and Orioles going head to head. The Rays got their number so far in this series, but things can change. Rays favored -121. We see the total of 8.5.
Yeah, Rays have got them early on in the series. But you look at this one, and Zach Eflin's getting the start for the Rays, and you know what? He's pitched his best at home. He's had a solid season, 14-8 with a 3.53 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. So solid year for Eflin. But on the road, his numbers are definitely flipped a little. He's 3-4 with a 3.92 ERA on the road this season. So he's pitched his best at home. On the mound for the Orioles in this one, Jack Flaherty's getting the start, and he's been iffy, 50-50. He's 8-8 with a 4.98 ERA this year, and so I think both of these starters that definitely can give up some runs in this one early, and I think that's what happens. I think they give up 3 or 4, and we see the runs early in this one. Because when it comes to the bullpens, wow, this Rays bullpen over the last 10 games. Reason why they have been winning games is that bullpen sporting a low sub-1 ERA over their last 10. Pitching lights out is the bullpen for these Rays. And the Baltimore Orioles bullpen, hey, it hasn't been that bad either, sporting about 3 ERA. Offensively, you got to give it to Baltimore here, batting .272 versus right-handed pitching, which equates to about 6.2 runs a game. Rays hitting .237, which equates to about 4.9 runs a game. So I like the over as the play here. And you know what? I was also leaning to the Orioles in this one. So we're going to go with the over as the play, but I also like the Orioles. The reason why I like the Orioles have won the last 7 versus the American League opponent following a loss as an underdog. So leaning the Orioles, but I like the over as the play in this one.
All right, the over is the play with Zach Eflin and Flaherty here on the mound. Yeah, that's the thing is that Flaherty here is on the hill. Had kind of ups and downs, was moved from the Cardinals situation there, but of course went into a winning situation here with Baltimore. Baltimore, a team that has just hit the baseball like crazy this year.
Right, so it kind of makes when he gives up 3 or 4 runs, well, the Baltimore Orioles have hit 5, 6, or 7 runs to get wins in some of those games when he's been pitching. So that's why I think we got a hitter's game in this one. I think we get 10 runs plus in this one. I like the over 8.5 here.
Yeah, and one thing with the Rays bullpen, they did not find this form until right now. So they can go the other way very quickly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden just here, they smell it. Here comes playoff action, and they have stepped it up because during the season they have had issues with that bullpen all year long. So can they keep this up? We're definitely going to see. They want the division. That's what they want.
Well, season numbers say they can't. Season numbers. This is just even, one of those blips.
Long term,
right? Long term, yeah, it has not. They can't because you would have seen it earlier than right now. This is just a blip on the radar, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Due for some big regression from that Rays bullpen, and I hope it comes tonight and we bomb them. I think the Orioles in the over.
Orioles there from Rod Zawacky. Orioles here and Rays that go over the total here of 8.5. Of course, looking to get those runs against their Flattery on the mound here in a big game like this. Well, that's what happens, right? Rays have gone through a lot of injuries, right, to their starting rotation.
Starting injuries and definitely, basically, you might as well say they lost their best top 2 guys that were in this lineup. One for injury, one for other Benos reasons. Big time issues there with the Rays, but look, and they've bounced back and continued to win when people thought they were going to fall off. Next man up, they've come in and done pretty well at these Rays.
They certainly
They
have.
just keep spitting them out,
Yeah.
and the Rays just keep spitting them out.
Yeah.
I don't know why they got a factory over here that just prints out ball players, but they just keep spitting them out. Next man up, in they go, and away they do.
McClanahan has been the one that's been out there, so they've had some issues there. All right, Rod, it's time to go peripheral now. We're going WNBA playoffs here. We got the date right, 9:15, 7:30 Eastern Time. Mystics and Liberty going head-to-head. These playoff games, ESPN2. They're on the bigger channels now here. Liberty here, the team that really came to life here as they got into that big money game, and they got really in good form to draw the cash against Vegas, and now they're going to the postseason favorite here, 10 here against the Mystics, total 163.5.
Yeah, and I watched this line all day, and I just kept watching money come in on the Mystics. Watch it just coming in and in and in and in. And I know early I did say that the Mystics have played well against the Liberty, and I leaned early that it was a 10.5. It's now down to 10. Mystics 5-0 ATS the last 5 versus the Liberty, but you know what? Just as Tony said right there, this Liberty team, when the money is on the line, the chips are on the table, we've seen what they've done. They blew the Aces out of the water and won that game handily, beating and winning the cup. I like the Liberty here to get the win, and I think they easily do it. I'm going to lay the 10 points with the Liberty tonight. I think they win by 15, 20 points. I think we got a high-scoring track meet in our hand, and the Mystics just are not going to be able to keep up the scoring with the Liberty as they start bombing threes and go lights out. I like the Liberty and the over in this one.
All right, Liberty and the over here. And, of course, we'll go here. The late night game here. ESPN2 has the Dream and the Wings here. We see the Wings favorite here, 6. The total sits at 169.
Yeah, the only one way to go with this is the Wings in this one. This Dream team on the road has been awful. 1-9 ATS their last 10 on the road, and the Wings have been dominant against them. 4-0 ATS the last 4 meetings versus this Dream team, and they don't take the foot off the gas here. Wings win. I think they win by 10 plus, and we're getting them at 6. It's a bargain. Take the Wings, lay the 6.
All right, Rod says go ahead and take the Wings, lay the 6. That's the WNBA. Of course, Rod, we look at CFL. We don't stop now because of all the NFL and college football. We got a doubleheader going here for you on Saturday CFL.
Yeah, doubleheader tonight, Dave. It kicks off with Toronto heading into Montreal for this one. Argos laying 6.5 in this one. And you know what? These two teams just met, and the Argos did take it late. Montreal got behind, and what they did, they got away from their game plan and started airing it out. And with Fajardo at QB, Montreal cannot continue to keep airing it out. He is not an air bomb quarterback. He's a good dump-off quarterback. But if he has to get into relying on his arm to win a game, it's bad news. But so I think they return to the run game in this one at home. I think the home crowd gives them the boost. Montreal's got 2 running backs in the backfield that can run the ball. And I think the heavy load of run finally keeps them close enough. I think they got a shot to win it outright, this Montreal team, but I'll take the points plus the 6.5 versus the Argos.
Against the Argos, Elks and Saskatchewan going head-to-head.
And the Elks, for me, I'm taking the Elks. They've been rolling right along. Nice comeback win last week to beat Calgary. And that offense has been clicking right along, and that's the difference here. We've seen these teams play twice already, low-scoring games, so I kind of lean to an under in this one as points come at a premium. But this Elks offense is turning things up, and watch out, here comes the Elks. Might be too little too late, but it's good to see some bright things coming for Edmonton, and I think it starts with another win here in Saskatchewan. They're going to go into a hostile environment on a Friday night. Everybody's going to be wearing watermelons and green helmets. It's going to be a sea of green. But, hey, it's the Edmonton Elks, green and gold. get the job done. I'm taking them outright on the money line to beat Saskatchewan.
All right, there. Saturday, game 1 of the doubleheader. Blue Bombers at T-Cats. Blue Bombers favorite on the road, 6.5.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers here. They are the better team by far in this one. Lay the 6.5. They're going to run right over Hamilton in this one.
Red Blacks.
Hamilton at home here been awful. 1-5, 1-5 against the number this season at home has been Hamilton.
All right, Red Blacks at BC Lions here on the West Coast here. BC big favorites, 9.5, 10, total 47.
Yeah, this is always the Saturday night game usually in BC, and BC usually rolls in these. Usually you watch a little bit, and then I'm flipping over looking for a late college game to tune into. So these ones are usually definitely watch the BC Lions whoop up on the Red Blacks in this one. Red Blacks on the road, 1-5 on the road this year, 1-5 ATS. Gonna be a crummy night for Crum and the boys in Ottawa in BC. They're gonna enjoy the great food, the great seafood in Vancouver, but they're gonna enjoy the beating in football.
The best.
Right?
They used to when I went out there for Expo '86. They had like these restaurants on boats, right on the
cruise up. They had you took a little sea taxi thingy out, and they cruised you up, and you hopped onto this little boat, and they fed you some really good food.
There was one with the seafood buffet. It's amazing.
Seafood in. They have some sushi restaurants in there. The good top 3, the good top 5 that I know of that you can get different sushi every night, and it's just amazing. The food in Vancouver is just lights out good.
Oh yeah, the seafood is fantastic. The way they prepare it, it's amazing, and the variety of seafood they have over there. That's another thing. I ordered catch of the day. It's just really one fish out here, halibut right now. That's all. That's
halibut, right?
That's halibut. All right, that's what you got. That's all you got. Yeah, that's it. It's in season. I mean, you can't get snapper. No snappers near Cabo up in the Gulf of Mexico. No, we don't. Out here it's halibut. But over there, boy, there's a huge menu when you got catch of the day.
Oh yeah, boatload, like lots of salmon, cod. We do get the halibut, lots of cod. I think a lot more cod from up by Alaska. There, lots of black cod, tuna. Get some nice tuna steaks in Vancouver as well. Good crab, good seafood, shrimp. It's all there.
Yep, indeed. They're a great place.
Oysters. That's some nice Fanny Bay oysters, too. If you love oysters, they definitely, Vancouver area's got some great oysters as well. Definitely a place to visit. If you haven't been, check it out.
Check it out. Great part of the world there, up there, guys. All right, we got the play from Rod Perforals and his baseball play. Orioles Rays over 8.5 runs here tonight. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. We see the great results from college football here to start the year. 3 on the board tonight. We got still baseball, big 15-game card as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
And over at Pick Dodge Premium tonight, my 10-star play of the day. We've hit back-to-back on my 10-star play of the day. And it's in college football tonight, so head on over, scoop it up. Or you can scoop that up in my Friday feast package. Speaking of seafood feast, little steak and seafood tonight with a big feast. We got 2 plays in college football, 1 MLB. My 10-star play of the day is included in the Friday feast. As before me has said, Brad and everybody else, the best deal going right now is that 3-day pass. You'll get everything I got going tonight. We're going to have at least 7 college football plays tomorrow, at least 5 NFL. And you'll get Mondays because we've got to get it in there early now. So you'll get definitely 4 days for the price of 3. The 3-day pass is the way to go. Head on over, use that promo code PICK at checkout. And join me as we cross the bookies this weekend. College football's been great to us, and we're going to keep that momentum going into this weekend.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dodge Premium. Great start here from college football. So get on board with the long-term pass. The 3-day pass is actually 4 because the guys got to have the place in the night before, so that Monday action in there included. Remember, the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch you here on the drive-thru on Monday, but we'll catch you as well on the weekend shows.
Yeah, definitely tune into the weekend shows. Jay hosting, always a good time. You'll see lots of familiar faces that you see here on the drive-thru giving out plays. Probably heavy loaded tomorrow with college football action, and then Sunday heavy loaded with NFL action from all the cappers that you know and love here at Big Dogs. So definitely tune into that on Saturday and Sunday morning. And at 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
That's right.
This is when those shows go now.
9:30. We've moved it up even earlier. So 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So early start because it's just to fit all the kicks because there's a lot of cappers in there. So
yeah, so that way we get it. That way we don't miss any of the kickoffs on some of them early games that start off early. So 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
9:30 a.m. Eastern, guys. So make sure you join us, like, subscribe, and set those notifications. So when these shows drop, you're live with them. You get the plays in real time. All right, Rod, enjoy your steak Friday tonight, and we'll catch up with you on the drive-thru on Monday.
Definitely, Tony. I will enjoy my steak and shrimp tonight. It's looking really good for tonight's dinner. So definitely going to enjoy that. It's just me. Wife had to work, so we're going to enjoy some football, college football, baseball, enjoy the action, and put it into my 7 plays that I got for college football. And then deep dive the MLB. So everybody have good luck with your bets, Tony, and I'll catch you on Monday.
I'll catch you on Monday. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap in just a second. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap here. We're looking at this Nationals-Brewers game going head-to-head tonight, and we're going to be on this one on the Nationals plus the 168 here against the Brewers here. I like, Jake Irvin has been one of the pleasant surprises of this season, and he's on the mound here tonight here for the Washington Nationals. Pitched a little bit, about 130 innings, so it hasn't been overused. So you don't have to worry about that with these young guys. I know these, unlike a Strider who's pitched over 160, almost 170 innings already this year. But Irvin has been put up some pleasant numbers this year, I would say, for Washington. Of course, Washington's putting together some pretty good young pitchers. 22 starts, ERA 4.20, whip of 1.35, does have that 19% strikeout rate, gets the 41% ground ball. We have Wade Miley here on the mound here. Pitches to high contact, just 16% on the strikeouts. His FIP is 4.88. That suggests a rise in ERA based on his form. Irvin's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 4 of his past 5 starts. Miley, over his past 5 starts, allowed 15 runs in 26 innings. The Nationals bullpen over the past 10, an ERA of 3.29. Here's something I like as well. Washington against winning teams this year, 20-18 in their past 38 against winning teams, a plus 16-unit return. Also, team record behind Irvin as an underdog of plus 150 or greater has been 8-5 with a 10-unit return. So man, he's been money, man. So we're going to take Washington here at this big plus price, plus 168 here against the Brewers, 166. Do your line shopping. This one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dodge Premium. I got 4 premium plays on the board for you right now. I've got the best bet on the board from college football, as well as 3 plays here from Major League Baseball in a 3-pack. I've been doing great results here over here at Pick Dogs, as well as college football all last 30 days. Get on board with one of my plays. The 3-day pass is the perfect way to roll. Get all my premium plays for 3 days, all your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, early Monday as well. With that 3-day pass, remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper or multi-cappers, more than 2, with a 2-for-1 capper promotion or more. Even greater value there, so get signed up. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time to recap the plays from today's show. We started off with Jay. Jay liked the Reds at plus 101 here against the Mets. Brad was on the Tigers, minus 121 against the Angels. Brian was on the Cubs here, minus 139 against the D-backs. James said Maryland lay the 15 against Virginia. We had Rod here on Orioles Rays over 8.5 runs. I'll be on the Nats here. The Nats at plus 168 here against the Brewers. Which one do I like the best? Let's see here. Okay, this one hasn't started yet. Perfect. I'll go with the Reds plus 101 here against the Mets. We'll agree here with Jay on that one. I think I agreed with him yesterday with that big Texas at that plus price, I think, yesterday as well. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of the drive-thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again here on Monday live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dog Sports Chat Place. They'll go with their plays for you in real time. Remember, weekend shows coming up 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Moved up a little early to get all those plays in, right? It's going to be a packed show, so make sure you tune into that. And, of course, we also have a lot of video series here. You don't want to miss Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. The Betting Tool Show is roundtable discussion with the professionals. Also, we got Ron Ramanelli's rundown from college football, rundown from baseball, Jay's rundown from the NFL series as well here on the channel. And, of course, we got Chris with his home run props. We've got Brad Francis with his parlay videos. He's been hot in college football. He said he'll have 3-team parlay for you on the channel as well for you on the video series. Already done, should be uploaded shortly. Also, we've got more and more series here Nerfies Yerfies from Nick. We've got Mills with the UFC rundown coming up. Mills with his prop video of the day as well. Of course, Wayne will be coming up with his boxing series as well. So it was lots of content coming up here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. On the Pick Dog channel, I should say. Make sure you like and subscribe. Set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time. Get the best number. All right, that's gonna do it here on the show. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat today. Join us here. The Boss 429, Mo Harris, shout out to you as well. Blake M, hello to you. Barry Smith, and of course Teal Green in here as well. Ramon in the room here says it was a big service release on that WVU, moving that line from 1 to 3 or 2.5. And of course Rod in there as well. Nicholas Handy, shout out to you. Takwell Ray in there as well, throwing in some. Look, guys, get ready for hockey in there. I see Nick Beats Vegas in there. Mario Lally in there as well. Joe Marino, Rise Above Anything. Shout out to you guys. And Lando86, shout out to you as well as Andy Adelson. All right, that's going to do it here for our show tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show. We'll bring them in. We're going to say wake up. Bye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon and evening. We'll catch up with you.